Good morning, this is John Quinn again. The last time I was talking, we were in 1951. We were over at Moore Hall. We were saying how Salve now had a third building. So we had Ochre Court first, then we have the Ochre Court Stables called Antone Center, and then in 1951 we get the Moore Hall. And if you remember, the Hunt Reef buildings were put onto Moore Hall, so that was a sizable piece of land. Well, let's move forward 4 years to 1955. Mrs. Twombly, who was in her 90s, passes away and gives the Vinland estate to Salve. And this is a major piece of land which is really going to transform Salve's campus. So now, of course, this building is known as McAuley Hall, but we also have the gatehouse here, the Misto Gatehouse, Angelus Hall, Marion Hall. This is all one tract of land. Well, the original name, though, was the Vinland Estate. So if we can see here on this lantern, we can see the word Vinland in black letters on the with the lantern. And that's the original name of the estate. We'll talk about that in a minute. So now I have McAuley Hall behind me. This is the Vinland property, right? But it's going to be renamed by the Sisters of Mercy McAuley Hall in honor of Mother Catherine McAuley, who founded the Sisters of Mercy in Ireland. We now have a statue of Catherine McAuley, just went up last year, so that's who the building's named for. But I want you to think for just a second about how getting this much land would have really transformed Salve's campus. This is now going to become the library. If you remember, the library was pretty small. It was in Ochre Court on the main floor, right? All those books wedged into those bookcases. Now you've got lots of space here for a library. And then upstairs is going to be a dorm. So again, now more dorm space. Next door to Vinland was the carriage house. That's going to be called Angelus Hall. That's going to be used for classrooms. Then we've got a gardener's cottage. That's now Marion Hall. And of course behind us is the gatehouse. That's where the caretaker would have lived, because this was only a summer property. In the middle here we've got the chapel, right? This was empty space. And then to my left we have O'Hare, which is going to go up in the 1960s. That's part of the Vinland property as well. So just Salve's campus really more than doubles by this one gift in 1955. I want to just go inside for 1 second, and you can see how it would have been laid out as a library on the first floor. And of course, you know the library we have now, that went up in 1991. So from 1955 until 1991, this would be your library. We're in the lobby of McAuley Hall. And I just want to point out 2 signs, because I walk through here all the time and I never really have a chance to look at the signs. I'm usually running off to class. But up above these doors, you'll see a sign that says, "The Vinland Estate, including McAuley Hall, a generous gift of the Twombly and Burden families in 1955, to further the mission of the Sisters of Mercy in Salve Regina University." So Mrs. Twombly, as we said, was in her 90s. When she passed away, the Vinland was given over to Salve. Now, so 1955, so this is now the library on the first floor. So I want to just point out a small plaque here, which again, I didn't notice for a long time, but if you can read it, it says, "This circulation room is the gift of Dorothy West Moore in memory of her sisters, Helen West and Rosalind West." So if you came in here in the 50s or 60s, this is where you would have checked out your books. And this room over here would have been a reference room in the library. So you might have sat here and looked at encyclopedias and gone to another one of these rooms, picked out a book and come in here to the circulation room and checked it out. And then upstairs would have been dorms. So that would have been the case here from 1955 until the late 1980s.